comes up often with dogs and cats, but when they're not having the right potty manners within the house, they might be frequently urinating or having little spots, try to get to the litter pan or get to the door, but they end up going potty, but they are housebroken or litter box trained. What are the things that we need to worry about health-wise with them?
Yeah, it's a very frequent presentation to the veterinary hospital, and it's very important to distinguish between a mature animal and a puppy or a younger animal that's having accidents, because those puppies, they'll kind of go wherever they dang well please. But if it's a mature animal, that's totally uncharacteristic for them to start having accidents. I kind of break it down into a couple of different categories. And one is, if you're just finding pools of urine, on the floor, it is concerning, not necessarily an emergency situation, but if you're finding those small drops of urine, or maybe those small drops of urine have a red tinge to them, that makes me think of urinary crystals, urinary stones that are potentially causing an obstruction. And in that case, it is more of an emergency situation to get them into the veterinarian as soon as possible, even if it is the middle of the night, which is typically when most of the stuff happens, unfortunately. But as far as, kind of overall rule outs or causes of these conditions, just finding the pools of urine, it could be one of the first things I think about, especially if it's a female dog, could be a urinary tract infection. Very, very common. Very, very easy fix. Kind of moving on from there, it could be a subset of urinary incontinence, to where the bladder, for whatever reason, isn't able to hold the urine in. And then we get into the conditions to where it's some process that's causing the animal to drink more water. And so they're just drinking a lot more. Their bladder's not used to holding as much urine. Some of the most common causes of that could be diabetes mellitus, could be, unfortunately, kidney disease, endocrine disorders. But those are kind of the overall basic ones that aren't necessarily emergency situations, but definitely do need to be seen.
Now, you mentioned that female dogs tend to be more prevalent in the UTI kind of situation. Why is that versus the boys?
It's more of an anatomical thing. It has to do just with if you just kind of get a mental picture of the journey that bacteria from the outside world has to travel into the female bladder versus the male, to where the urethra kind of winds back up and back around. The female is pretty much ripe and ready to take on that bacteria, unfortunately.
Gotcha. All right.